Hello everyone, welcome back to Animated English Story. Tonight's story is about a mysterious ghost train that arrives every night at an abandoned station. What happens when a young boy steps inside that train? Before we begin, if you enjoy horror, mystery, and emotional stories,
make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more amazing stories every day. Now, let's begin the story.
The last train to Sundarpur. Every night at exactly 11:47 p.m., the last train stopped at platform number 3 of the tiny Sundarpur railway station. Hardly anyone used it anymore. The station was old, forgotten, and wrapped in silence after sunset. Even stray dogs avoided the tracks at night. But for Rafiq, the station was home. At 16, he sold tea to passengers during the day and slept on a wooden bench near the ticket counter at night. His father had died years ago, and his mother worked in a nearby village washing dishes in rich people's houses. Life was hard, but Rafiq never complained. He dreamed of becoming a writer one day. At 16, he sold tea to passengers during the day and slept on a wooden bench near the ticket counter at night. His father had died years ago, and his mother worked in a nearby village washing dishes in rich people's houses. Life was hard, but Rafiq never complained. He dreamed of becoming a writer one day. Every evening, he carried a small notebook in his pocket and wrote stories about the people he met. One rainy night, while closing his tea stall, he noticed something strange. The last train arrived exactly on time, but no passengers got down. Not one. The doors opened slowly with a rusty creak. Dim yellow lights flickered inside the compartments. The train looked older than usual, almost ancient. Rafiq frowned. "Strange," he whispered. Then, he saw her. A little girl stood near the train door holding a red umbrella. She looked no older than 10. Her white dress was soaked from the rain, yet her face was calm. "Baya," she said softly. "Can you help me?" Rafiq walked closer. "Where are your parents?" The girl pointed inside the train. "They're waiting." Something about her voice felt odd. Cold, empty. Still, Rafiq followed her. The moment he stepped into the compartment, the train doors slammed shut behind him. The train started moving. "What the?" Rafiq rushed to the door, but it wouldn't open. The compartment was silent. Too silent. He turned around and froze. Every seat was occupied. Men, women, children, all sitting perfectly still. None of them blinked. None of them moved. Their pale faces stared straight ahead like lifeless dolls. Rafiq's throat went dry. The little girl slowly pointed toward the end of the compartment. An old man sat alone beneath a flickering light. "You must meet the collector," she whispered. Rafiq wanted to run, but his legs refused to move. He walked toward the old man. The collector smiled. "You write stories, don't you?" Rafiq's eyes widened. "How do you know that?" The old man tapped Rafiq's notebook. "You write about people because you fear being forgotten." Rafiq said nothing. The collector leaned closer. "This train carries forgotten souls. People whose stories ended before the world remembered them." A cold breeze swept through the compartment. Rafiq looked around again. The passengers still hadn't moved. "They're dead?" he whispered. The old man nodded. "For years, this train has traveled between memory and darkness. Every soul here has one final wish to be remembered." The little girl sat beside Rafiq. "No one remembers my name anymore," she said quietly. Rafiq felt fear slowly turning into sadness. "What do you want from me?" The collector smiled again. "You are a storyteller. Write about them. Give them life once more." The lights flickered violently. Outside the windows, there was no city, no trees, no sky, only endless blackness. Rafiq's hands trembled. "And if I refuse?" The collector's smile disappeared. "Then you will stay here forever." Silence swallowed the compartment. Rafiq slowly opened his notebook. "Tell me your stories," he whispered. One by one, the passengers began speaking. A soldier who died before returning home. A mother who waited years for her son. a musician whose songs were never heard, a child who disappeared during a flood. For hours, Rafiq wrote everything, every pain, every dream, every unfinished goodbye. As he wrote, the passengers slowly changed. Their empty faces softened. Their eyes regained warmth. Some even smiled. The little girl finally spoke her name. Amina. Rafiq wrote it carefully. Amina. The train suddenly slowed. The collector stood up. You have done well. The doors opened. Sundarpur station appeared outside once again. Morning sunlight touched the tracks. Rafiq stepped onto the platform, breathing heavily. The train whistle echoed through the air. Before the doors closed, Amina waved at him with a gentle smile. Then the train disappeared into the mist. Gone, as if it had never existed. For days, Rafiq couldn't sleep. He kept hearing their voices in his head. So, he began writing. Every night, under a dim lantern near his tea stall, he filled pages with the stories of the forgotten passengers. Months passed. One day, a newspaper reporter visited Sundarpur station. He noticed Rafiq's notebook and started reading. By the end, the reporter had tears in his eyes. These stories are incredible, he said. Soon, the stories were published in newspapers across the country. People cried reading them. They shared them online. They talked about the mysterious train and the forgotten souls. Rafiq became famous overnight. But fame wasn't what mattered most. One rainy evening, exactly a year later, Rafiq stood alone on platform number 3, 11:47 p.m. The last train arrived again. This time, the windows glowed warmly. The passengers inside looked peaceful. Amina stood near the door, smiling brightly. Thank you, she whispered. The train slowly pulled away into the darkness, and for the first time in many years, Sundarpur station no longer felt lonely.